Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to adjust the wheel bearing play on a Pajero in the front axle. It can also be known in your market, a Pajero, as a Montero or a Shogun, depending on the country you are. And these are the tools I'm going to use. We're going to need some hammers, a ratchet and a socket, and 14mm is all you need for this job. A snap ring pliers is required. Although you may be managing with a screwdriver. You'll need a Phillips head screwdriver. A flat one will also help you in this job. I also use here, but you do not need to do those tools to do this job. Torque wrench just to set everything nice. I will also using an impact wrench just to speed up the process. And I'm using a cat's paw, which is used to remove nails to remove the center cap. It's quite easy to remove that center cap with a cat's paw. Well, let's get hands dirty now. So this is the front wheel. Let's see if you guys can hear, but because it clicks a little bit when you hear the sloppiness on this front wheel bearing. You are seeing the movement, and that movement is Freeplay that we can adjust. The bearings are good. I did just replace them, to be honest. This is just my braking period, and we need to adjust them after the braking period. And you can see, we can feel the movement here, and it's not ball joints, anything, it's bearing. You will not feel it this way, at least if not too big, the Freeplay, because the brake caliper will hold the disc and will not be able to move it too much this way, but you can definitely feel it this way. So let's start. First remove the cap, and here we go, the cat's paw. It's perfect to do this. Just snap it here on a bolt, pry it here, pry it here, and off it comes, this cap. One of the most painful parts of this job is removing the snap ring. If you have a plier, snap ring plier, it's easier, but still, it's a pain. I generally use just the snap ring plier in my fingers, but sometimes when they are a big pain, I need to use a screwdriver. So let's cut it off. Oops, almost. Sometimes it's easier than other times. This time it's a big pain. Okay, let's start it. As soon as it started, it just pries off. There it comes. Let's put it off aside. Okay, so behind the snap ring there is a small washer that defines the gap here. Do not lose the washer and do not forget to put it back in. You may have more than one washer depending on your factory gap is. Okay, so now it's just time of taking off those 6 14mm bolts. I'm using an impact here just to speed up the process. And just pull off the center. There he comes. Clean up the grease. Put it on the ground. Okay, now sure about that. Busy street here. So we have to find now the holding bolts that secure the lock plate. Okay, there is one. These are Phillips bolts and they are really tight. So push in really hard so you don't strip the heads. There we go. And this is one off. And there is always two. The other one is the opposite direction of this one, so this one was here, the other one is here. Same thing, push in really hard, twist it off. This is normal thread, so righty tighty, lefty loosey. Get the bolt off. So now remove the lock plate. For this job I generally use a magnetic holder, so let's see if I can push it off just with this. Sometimes it's really stuck due to the grease, so screwdriver to the rescue. There it comes. This is the holder. Just put it there. Okay, so now we just need to tighten it up a little bit, and I will need my screwdriver, my flat screwdriver. There is specific tool for this job from Mitsubishi, but I really doubt Mitsubishi will sell you the tool. And the last time I saw it second-hand on sale on the eBay, it was $200. So depends if you think it's worth it or not, because there is always other ways around. There is 4 holes on this plate here that screws in the bearing. 2 of those are for the screws, so do not touch this. So you're gonna strip the screws in, and there is 2 holes that is for the tool. Use the ones that is for the tool. They are not tapped, so you will know which one of them. Just tightening again, right to tighten in a little bit, just a little bit, and then let's see if we can find any play now. The wheel is turning freely with no resistance, which is good. You don't want to tighten too much because you will cause bearing damage. But I still have some play, so let's test again. Rotation one side, rotation to the other side. It's spinning freely, so play. No more play. Perfect. Perfect. So the tricky part now, since there is only 2 screws, although there is a lot of holes on this plate here, as you can see, sometimes the hole in there where you have to screw the bolt in will be in half of 2 holes, so you cannot screw it in this way. You have to take some pressure off or increase some pressure on the bearing in order to get the proper hole to fit in. So let's see if I'm lucky. Sometimes you are lucky, sometimes you are not lucky with this. Only put it in, you will see. And there is a small tab here. I hope you can see this tab here. This tab is on top. There is no other way this will screw in. Maybe I am lucky. Maybe. Let me see. Well, apparently I'm not so lucky. So you will see what's happened when you're not lucky. You have to take some pressure off or increase. I'm gonna try to take it off a little bit. But let me see if I have gap again. No, I have a gap. So it's I have a play again, so I don't want any bearing play, so I have to tighten up a little bit more. Once again. Yep. No play. Let's see if this time I can screw it in. There we go, one bolt, another one is there. I think this time we should be okay. The grease won't let you see anything. Okay, one bolt is in. So if this one could get in, the other one will also get in. Don't tighten it too much because you may need to adjust the plate 1 millimeter back and forth just to get the other bolts in. I think it should be on this one. Nope. Yeah, it should be on this one. For some reason he's giving me a 5, this bolt. And we are indeed there. Yeah, it's a tricky part, but you will be able to do it. Okay, now it's just a matter of screwing in both bolts. And do tighten this hard, because you don't want the locking plate getting free on you. But do not trip the heads. Just keep it constant pressure in, and that's it. That's all you need. No need to go crazy on there, just showing that you are a macho man. Perfect. The noise you're hearing is just the brake pads on the rotor. No free play, so it's perfect. I have enough grease there, since I did the bearings recently. So, let's start in the sample bag. Let's put the plate in. Doesn't matter how you put it in. Now you will just adjust the back to line up the holes for the bolts. So, let's tighten those bolts in. This is not my final torque on those bolts, just snugging in. Now, the washer is the first thing to go in. Put it there. Now, let's put the snap ring, which is a tricky part. You can do it without snap ring pliers, but trust me, it's a little bit tricky. Even with snap ring pliers it's tricky, so imagine that. I'm gonna just open the ring and push it on the back side. It's there, but something quite common happened, which is the axle moved back, because the snap ring is what it's impossibilitating the axle from moving back and forth in the up. So we need to put our hand on the back and push the axle in, or better saying, push it towards us. So let me do that. Yeah, need to go get out of here to do this. Give me a second. We should have enough clearance there just to snap that ring in. And if you're afraid that the axle is gonna move back on you, just move the groove of the snap ring up and stick there, because there is a groove on the axle. Just stick there a flat screwdriver, and you can hammer in the ring if needed. But generally just pushing the ring in is enough. And it's there. Let's just double check it's on the right place. Or it's properly seated on the groove. There we go. When you hear that snap, it was when he entered the groove on the axle, so now it's perfect. Now he's on the right place. Now it's just a matter of getting the cap in. It's always nice to have a little bit of grease on the inside of the cap just so it doesn't rust out. I use this soft hammer. After hitting on the center, you don't want to hit too much hard here because you will damage. I go around with a flat screwdriver and hit on the sides. And that's done. So I'm gonna remove the jack stand and gonna take the jack off and roll down the car. This car, not a car, SUV. And I'm gonna torque those down. Just wait a second here. Okay, so the proper torque for this is around 50 Newton metrics. So let's go. Okay, the right torque. Can you see it there? You don't need a torque wrench, you can just snug them really good, but it's nice to have. Go in a cross pattern. After the cross pattern, I like to go one way around. And then just mount the center cap.
and you're done. That's it. Have a nice day.